I'm a completist when it comes to television. I like to have watched every episode. I've always been that way. And so when I miss the first few episodes of a show, I usually don't get invested in it unless I hear from several people, friends whom I trust, that it's one that I would really, really like. I call those my catch-up shows. Shows that I need to catch up on. There are several on my list. Mad Men is one. Dexter is another one a lot of people have told me about. The football one, Friday Night Lights, is another one. Those three are kind of the main ones on my catch-up list right now because I just marked one off this past weekend. A new show actually called Homeland that airs on Showtime that so many people told me I would love and had to see, that I decided, because it only been one season, 12 episodes, I could mark it off my catch-up list pretty quickly and get through it. And man, it was not hard to get through. It's one of those shows that you just, as soon as one episode is over, you have to watch the next one to see what's going to happen. Very similar to the show 24, which is not a surprise considering that the minds behind Homeland are some of the minds behind the TV show 24. What's different about this is, A, it's on cable, so they're a little more freer with language and content and those kind of things, which you should know. But also that the feeling of this show is much less about a superhero like Jack Bauer saving the day, and much more about the real nuances and intricacies of what Homeland Security must be like. What it must be like to balance the security of your nation with the rights of human beings as people. And there's some really interesting give and take on that commentary throughout this show. But more than that, it's a great story. It stars Claire Danes, who does an amazing performance in this as somebody who is very good at her job, but also a very flawed person as far as needing help with some psychological issues that she has and some personal behavior issues that she has. And it's a really interesting look at the consequences of that and what that means and the ins and outs and the plot twists that happen throughout this season. And again, I watched all 12 episodes kind of in one sitting over the course of a couple days. And so let's say two sittings. I actually did go to sleep at one point, but I didn't want to. So over the course of a couple days, I watched all 12 episodes of this, and the journey it took me on was mind-blowing. It was spectacular. Some very clever and killer and intricate plot writing in this show that is fabulous. You add to that the amazing performances all around. I can think of maybe one weak performance, which is kind of the it doesn't matter who. There is one performance. One of the Marines is just kind of but he's not in it much, so it doesn't bother me. But man, the main performances are killer, and the depth of emotion and power. This is a very powerful show, and a show I think that will have you, as you watch it, really invested in the characters on both sides. And that's a real trick to pull off. Both sides of the issue, you really feel for them as human beings, and I think that's important. I think that's good. So thank you to those who told me I had to catch up on Homeland. I'm really, really glad I did. And if you haven't seen it again, there's only been one season, 12 episodes, and it's a pretty quick show if you want to put it on your catch-up list.